In today's video I'm going to be showing you how to achieve this makeup look right here. It's a super smoked out cat eye and I think it's super pretty. I had so much fun creating this look. It was kind of, I just had an idea of what I wanted to do in my head, picked some products that I thought would work well and just went for it, and I super love it. If you would like to learn how to create this makeup look, please just keep watching. So you may notice two things in this video. One, that I am really blotchy and that's because I've just put some fake tan on about half an hour ago, so it's developing in all different spots, but that will be evened out once we've done the foundation, so don't worry about that. And also you may notice that my hair is different. I've had it chopped off, if you can see. So it used to be like down here really, but there's all different layers and stuff, so it's all near enough one length all the way around now. It is short around the face, kind of like feathers around the face a little bit, and I have also put some more blonde through the ends to kind of do that balayage ombre kind of style again. It just feels so much more bouncy and healthy, so I'm glad I went for the chop. In case you're wondering how I achieved this balayage ombre look myself, I have got a video explaining how I did it before, so I'll link that up here somewhere. For today's look I will be starting on the eyes because it is quite a heavy look on the eyes and there's a few products that are known for giving a lot of fallout, so I don't want to ruin my foundation or anything like that. So first things first, I'm going to start off by priming my eyelids, and I'm going to use the Too Faced Shadow Insurance for this. It's probably my favourite eye primer of all time. And you only need a small amount of this, it does go a long way. So the first shadow I'm going to be using is this one from Klein, and it is a cream shadow, and they're actually named Sheer Cream Eyeshadow, and this is in the shade Vintage Metal. So that's what it looks like in the pot. It's just a super pretty coppery bronze shade. I'm just going to be applying that all over the eyelid, just taking it up to the crease. And as you can see, these are super pigmented and they go on, you can see how pigmented that is on my finger, they go on like a dream. To blend that out slightly, I'm just going to be taking the Deluxe Crease Brush by Real Techniques, and I'm just blending the very top edge where it meets the crease. You don't want to touch or disturb any of the product on the actual eyelid because it will lose its metallic sheen. The next product is another shadow from Klein. It's the same formulation, and this one is in the shade Sage Shimmer. And as you can see, it's much more of a deeper burgundy kind of, not burgundy, like a chestnutty brown shade, but it's still got that metallic-y sheen to it. And to apply this, I'm going to be using the Accent brush by Real Techniques and just applying a small amount of that onto the brush, and then pushing that into the lash line. And we're going for kind of the ombre style here, so starting this at the base of the eye and then blending it into that copper shade that's already on the lid. I am actually getting a new lens in a few days, so I'll be able to get closer up on the eyes and the background will be a bit more funky. Hopefully within my next video you should be able to see a little bit clearer and a little bit closer to the eye. I'm actually going to take just a little bit of card, this is from some false lashes, and I'm just going to line that up in the outer corner just as if you were doing a wing line, and then you want to extend that cream shadow to quite a strong wing and then just join it back up. I'm then going to add that same shadow underneath the bottom lash line with the same accent brush. Next I'm taking this shadow by Natural Collection in the shade Crushed Walnut, and this is just a matte dark brown. Taking an angled brush, this is the Brow Brush by Real Techniques, I'm just going to apply that shadow over where we've just placed the second cream shadow. Going in with this Essential Therapy London Pure Mineral Pigment, and this is in the shade Copper. It's a super pretty colour if you can see that there. I'm going in with a small tapered brush and I'm just applying a small amount of that just on top of where we placed that first copper pigment. So keeping it kind of more towards the crease. And then just blending both of those shadows in together so you have no harsh lines and they all blend seamlessly. I will then be taking this Kohl Mineral Pure Mineral Powder, and this is basically like a shadow liner, and this gets absolutely everywhere, so if you do use this, be very careful. So using a small angled brush, I'm just going to apply that very close to the lash line, all the way across the eye. And then also you want to carry on and follow that wing. So the foundation I'm going to be using is the MAC Studio Fix Fluid in NC35. And I will also be adding a little bit of the L'Oreal Paris Infallible 24-hour matte foundation, and I only picked this up a few days ago, so I will be filming a kind of review on this product. If you'd like to see, then just let me know in the comments below and I will film that for you. I'm going to be using the LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Natural underneath my eyes and just to highlight my face. I'm just going to blend that out using my fingers. I'm next just going to move on to brows because I'm feeling a bit weird with this dramatic eye and no eyebrows. So for this I'm going to use my Fashionista Brow Kit as usual and a small angled brush. So moving back onto the eyes, I'm going to be using that same black pigment as before with the same angled brush, and I'm going to be adding a small amount of that underneath the bottom lash line, very close to the lash line. You don't want to smoke it down as much as we've brought the colours so far, just keeping it very minimal and as close to the lash line as possible. And you can also join it up to the outer wing in the corner. Next, taking the Barry M liquid eyeliner and a small angled brush, I'm just going to be applying a thin line of black liner across the top lash line and also winging it out just to add to the cat eye effect. I've actually decided to go a little bit thicker with the wing liner and also almost cover up the whole entire wing that we've already created with the liquid liner as well. Next step, I will be setting all of my concealer and foundation, and I will be using the Natural Collection loose powder, and this is in the shade Neutral Translucent. And oh my gosh, I picked this up a few days ago, the same time I picked up the Infallible Matte foundation, and this stuff is amazing. I've never tried the Laura Mercier powder that everybody raves about, but I just saw this and I do like Natural Collection as a brand, so I had good hopes with the powder and I was right. This stuff is really good. If you do want to see a full review on this product, let me know. I could combine it with this one, do kind of like 2-in-1 because they work really well together. So let me know in the comments below if you want to see that. I'm just going to apply a little bit into the lid and just taking my contour brush I'm now using this brush to set my concealer and foundation. So just dabbing that underneath the eye. Yes. Next I'm just going to go onto mascara, and I'm going to be using the NYC Smoking Hot Showtime mascara. Using my Ultra Contour palette, you know the drill. I'm just going to be contouring my face. For blush, I'll be using my Makeup Revolution Ultra Blush palette, and I'm going in with this kind of bright pink at the top. Oops. It's more like it's got a corally undertone to it, so it's really pretty. For highlight, I'm going to use my MAC Iridescent powder in Silver Dusk. And if you haven't ever tried this product, go to MAC and try it, because it's just the most pretty highlight ever. For lashes, I'm going to be adding these Salon System boho lash, and they actually have little gems all across the lashes. I'm going to be lining my waterline and tide line with this pencil from NYC, and this is in the shade Black. Last but not least, moving on to lips, I'm going to be lining them using this lip liner pencil by Primark, and I'm really impressed with it. It was only £1, I think. Yeah, and this is in the shade Nude. For lipstick, I'm going to be using the Makeup Revolution's The One Nude lipstick. So this is the finished makeup look. I really hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. I've had so much fun creating this look, and I'm really into my kind of smoky dramatic eye looks at the minute. So if you are too and you're enjoying these videos, please give it a thumbs up to let me know, and there can be more coming your way. So don't forget to subscribe if you're not already. The buttons are just down below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.